Hello, this is Hannah with Hannah Crafted Gifts, and I am here at night, as I'm sure you can tell, in this sort of spotlight, to show you my alternative projects from the July 2020 paper pumpkin, which was called the Summer Nights Kit. I'm almost a month late on this. Forgive me, I've been moving. I am finally settling into my new space. You can see all my craft supplies set up behind me. And so I still wanted to share this with you before we get into the new kit, which should be out in the next couple of days, the August 2020 kit. So first of all, I'm going to start with what the kit gave you instructions to make. I did a class virtually, and so we went through and we made each of the projects as instructed. The only change I made to this one was I used the die cut stars instead of the sticker stars because I preferred those gold foil. So that should look familiar, as should this. This was another project, mostly as instructed. I kept mine a little simpler without the background of the fireworks to really focus on the lanterns, and also made that a little bit of a, I guess, like more organic hanging string of lights, a little wonky. And I didn't use the label for my sentiment. You'll notice a lot with this kit I didn't do that because I find that these backgrounds, these skyscapes, are just so beautiful. I didn't want to abstract them at all with a label, but normally I would put my sentiment on the label. And the last one I changed the most when we were going through and making the projects as instructed. I always tell my people, feel free to go outside of what Stampin' Up! Instructs or even what I instruct in a class and do your own thing. So for this one, I didn't do the fireworks in the background again. I actually didn't do a sentiment at all. I might add that later. But you can see I stamped the fireflies in the background and then put my jar over them. And I did what I saw a lot of people doing online where you cut the lid off the jar. So a few fireflies have flown out. So hopefully you can see that. There is a reason for this spotlight in this dark room. The last card is going to take advantage of this strange lighting. So there's a method to the madness here. So those were the cards really as instructed in the kit. But then we made one special alternative in the class, and that was this little card. So this month's kit came with 9 postcard style cards. So normally I might do this with a full-size card, but I wanted to show them an alternative that they could do just with what came in their kit. And so I folded the postcard in half to get this little card. It could still fit in the same envelopes that were given with this kit. And I didn't do much decorating on the outside for time. You certainly could do that. I just added a couple of the gold foil stars again. But then, let me make sure this orientation is correct. When you open this card up, you get the pop-up amusement park. And you can see I did add a label this time. Let me make sure the light doesn't blow it out. With that poem there, I love that, Summer Nights poem. And then I put a few stars as it fades from kind of dusk into the night sky. So that pop-up card was our special alternative for that class. But then a few other alternatives I made just to show them what you can do with your kits. And this kit I found particularly inspiring. Plus with the add-on and all the extras from the kit itself, there were so many things you could do. And then I even ended up using some other products to mix in. So I'll show you what I mean. So my prize for the class was this card. This is a card from the add-ons. This is the first time you're seeing something from outside the kit itself. The add-on card still used the die-cut elements and the stamp sentiment from the kit. But then I used these mason jar shaker domes. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. And the jar punch to create that kind of shaker element with the firefly in there. And then I used one of the envelopes actually to put on the inside because once I had punched this jar shape out and used the dome, I now needed something on the background because I had punched through the card itself. So I used the inside with all those little Blackberry Bliss fireflies from the add-on kit again. So that was my prize for the class. Oh, and I forgot, a big part of this kit wasn't just the cards, but the little tea light bags. So I meant to show you that earlier. I'll show you that now. So this is a slight alternative I made with that. I stamped the fireworks just like they showed you as instructed, but instead of just doing the Blackberry Bliss, I used some of my other inks that coordinate. So you can see here, I used the Calypso Coral, and then I actually did double stamping because fireworks are often multiple colors, right? So I did one stamp in Calypso Coral and then one in Coastal Cabana, and down here I did one in Calypso Coral and one in the Blackberry Bliss to get that two-tone firework. So there's that. All right, so then some of the other alternatives I made and shared with my class. This one used a previous paper pumpkin. I believe it was November or December of last year. If you recall, they had those great woodland trees. So I had actually kept what the woodland trees popped out of, so what you took die cut out of, and I used that to stencil this tree. with Night of Navy. So I just hung the lanterns in the tree. I'd seen some people do that online, and I apologize, I can't remember who I saw do what where. I just looked up so many different ideas, so I'm just going to try to give credit for those that weren't completely my idea, that someone else did inspire some of these. So this is one of them, just with the tree idea, but the way of doing this tree I hadn't seen. So there's that one. And then this one uses that same card from the kit, but on a card that I had previously. You might recognize these gold foil edged cards with the envelopes. These are a retired product that I got on the clearance rack. But for this, I actually used one of the bags, and I sponged with the gold Delicata ink that we had last holiday season, so that's a retired product as well. So I sponged the big firework, and then I actually used the gold embossing powder, so you can maybe see that those are extra shiny, those two fireworks there. I think I also gold embossed, heat embossed the sentiment, so maybe that's catching the light a little bit to show the shine. And these little sparkles, they're supposed to be dripping down off the firework, those are just in the Delicata ink again. So if you could see it in person, they're real sparkly. So this card has a lot of pop, as it should, since it's fireworks. Alright, and then my favorite cards in this whole kit were the ones I'm about to show you, because I saw something very different than just the beautiful skyscapes in them. I saw the ocean. I know a lot of you all did too. So this uses some past kit pieces from, I think it was the June kit of last year. So you've got like the sparkly sand dollar and starfish, and then these little vellum coral pieces or seagrass pieces. And then I actually took the paper that the die cuts popped out of and ripped it to make a little bit of sand, because to me this looks like the deeper water that's washing up on the shore with waves onto the sand, so it kind of fades to me from sand to deep sea. And I used a sentiment from a retired stamp set, I think called So Many Shells, and it says "Seize the Day." I love my puns, so I really love doing a beachy card. And then I did another one with current product. So everyone's been loving the Whale Done, or Whale of a Time suite with the Whale Done bundle, I believe it is. I think that's the name of the stamp set, and therefore the bundle. So I did one of those as well. So it's the same card. This time I have the deep water at the bottom, and it's fading up to the shallow water at the top as if we're underwater. I used that seabed embossing folder, I think it's called, and embossed the whole thing using my white ink to really bring out those images. So I put the white on the folder itself, and then actually I added more white again, because sometimes the white ink I find will fade and not be as strongly white. So then I kind of brushed and patted that on top again to have it pick up on all these great images of grasses and starfish and other things. And then I stamped and fussy cut out my whale, my seagrass, my turtle, and you might be able to see some little fishies there too. I used Wink of Stella on those so they shimmer, but that's hard to see in the video. I put Wink of Stella on all the highlight for the animals and the grasses. Oh, there, it's picking it up in the grass real well. And I love this sentiment, "My love for you is bigger than the ocean." So I just thought that worked so well with those couple cards. All right, just a few more for you. I know this is a long video, but again, this was such an inspiring kit to me. So this one is one of the more different ones I did as well. I find this card from the add-on is really more like daytime. So instead of doing fireworks or something, I did a dandelion using the firework and using the little shines off the firework. Those are supposed to be the little seeds blowing away in the wind. And this was a retired stamp set from Celebration, I believe, called Happy Wishes, maybe? And it says "Wishing you a," and then on the inside I didn't stamp yet because I wanted to be ready to say happy birthday or happy anniversary, or just have it ready for whatever occasion would be most relevant. So that I used Coastal Cabana. Again, all the colors I've been stamping in are coordinating colors with this kit. And so I used my marker in Coastal Cabana to add the little dot, dot, dot. So there's my dandelion card. This one's not too different. This goes back to a little bit more what the kit has to offer, another add-on card. And I saw, or heard at least from some friends of people doing fences. So I used the In Good Taste Designer Series paper to build this fence, and some snips I have that cut the edging in the fence. And then I hung lanterns on that. And you might be able to see that I used the behind of the firefly, because we have that little stamp in this set that everyone was like, what is that? And I wasn't sure either until I heard other people saying it's the little glow inside the firefly's behind. So I used that to create the nails, to stamp nails that the lanterns are hanging on. So there's that one. And then lastly, the reason for the light setup. I had seen someone do this, and they didn't design their card exactly this way, but they did this technique using a non-Stampin' Up! Product, because Stampin' Up! Does not sell a certain kind of ink or paint that you need to do this trick. But here's the card. So you can see I gold embossed on the jar, and I've got all sorts of fireflies inside and flying out the top. But I'm holding it to the light because I'm really hoping that when I turn the light out here in a second, we're going to get the effect of this card. If not, I'll just have to narrate it, but let's see if we can do it. Okay. Yay! You can see them a little bit. So they're glow-in-the-dark behinds. So I did use some glow-in-the-dark paint to paint in the little lights on the fireflies. So that is my last card. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoy the ideas that I've shared, please like this video, comment. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're not already a Paper Pumpkin customer, you can subscribe to get these kits once a month. They come with all the instructions you need to make the projects. But again, there's so many people like me out there trying to find other ways of using them. And you could be one of us or just sharing our ideas. So thank you for everyone who inspired me. So inspired by this kit and really enjoying it. And thank you all for enjoying it with me. As always, happy crafting. And my computer may have just gone to sleep. If you're still watching, I can't tell. So I'm going to try to get it woken back up. Okay, looks like we're still going.